so much for joining me in my adventure through Asian Cooking 101. It's definitely going to be an adventure because one, I'm going to help you cook up those beautiful and delicious dishes that you had for years in those Asian restaurants, but are just too intimidated to try at home because you don't know the ingredients or you just don't know where to find them and are afraid you only use it once. So that's why we're here. We're going to help you find those ingredients and we're going to help you use it in not only the dishes from that Asian region, but also in your everyday dishes. I'm going to make shrimp and pork spring rolls, and obviously I have shrimp and pork. This is rice paper, very thin, and guess what? It's made of rice. Okay, so it actually says on there, rice paper, and it comes very thin, and before you even prepare it, it's very hard. It's like sandpaper. But, so in order to do that, you need to wet it. And what I do is I have a pot of boiling hot water, or you can just get it from the sink and wet it. It becomes very silky and very soft and very pliable. To start rolling your spring roll, I lay down the lettuce first. That way, if you have a rip in your rice paper, the lettuce is there for all the other ingredients. Now these are the ingredients that we have just prepared, but you can substitute any of them and lay them in any order, as much or as little. That might suit your whim at that moment. And if you happen to have a phobia of green things, then leave them out and add extra meat and shrimp. And you can obviously make this vegetarian by adding tofu, extra herbs, and vegetable. Or hey, plain rice paper is good by itself too. So once you're done, you can start rolling it like a burrito. Bottom edge up, then the other two sides, then continue to roll them up. I also add a piece of Chinese chives for decorative purposes, and it also has a very mild onion flavor that enhances the roll. And voila, masterpiece! So that is Vietnamese gỏi cuốn, spring rolls. We are so fortunate to have the beautiful Professor Weston with us today. She's a professor in Asian study. She's going to talk to us about rice. Yes, rice. Rice is actually really important in the Asian culture, and she's going to fill us with a few trivia that I didn't even know about.
Now, a lot of the European cultures are starting to eat a little bit more rice, but they only eat 10 pounds of rice a year. We in America, I don't know if it would be us because we probably eat more than 20 pounds.
But per capita in general?
In general, it's 20 pounds. And then in the Asian cultures, it's over 300 pounds a year. It's been around since about 5000 BC.
5,000?
Yes, 5000 BC. So I would have to say it's one of our first foods that have really nourished our civilization.
Now, is that true where I've heard that there's over 100,000 kind of rice?
You are right, you are correct.
So let's join me in the kitchen with Minh Do, chef and owner of Thai Noodle Restaurant here in San Francisco, as he prepares his very famous spicy coconut shrimp dish. So this is making the marinade, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you want me to cut up two of these?
Yes, just chop up 2 of them.
Pretty small?
Yeah.
Okay. How to use it?
There you go.
Well, you know Vietnamese cooking and Thai cooking are a lot alike. Okay, so coconut milk is kind of like essential to Thai cooking, isn't it?
Yes. We use a lot of coconut milk in a lot of our cooking. So.
Now, the thing about coconut milk is you can find them everywhere now. Even in American stores down the Asian or international aisles, as I'm sure you know. So basil, you know how to use chop this up, or do you just throw it in whole?
I just threw it in whole.
Yeah, I think it's prettier that way.
Just,
shrimp in there.
Just toss all that in there.
So you want it deveined.
Yeah.
And
deveined,
shelled.
get it all out there, clean it up. Just put it all in there.
Okay, so I cook this up, and shrimp cooks pretty fast. The typical meal, rice, and let's try.
Let's try it. Oh, thank you. Let's see how we did. You see? It's not hard at all.
Spicy. That literally took us, what, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
So the result is a unique blend of cooking techniques from a cultural and historical perspective, intended to lead a more well-informed and diverse culinary public. Join Asian Cooking 101 for a journey of understanding, tasting, and testing in what is perhaps exotic to viewers, but ordinary to the region. And if exotic alone doesn't whet your appetite for this program, then maybe knowing some of the beneficial properties of Asian cuisine will pique your interest.